so if we push that forward about 2 weeks, yeah, that really will benefit. Alright. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Yeah. Love you too. Alright. Bye. Bye. Sorry. I was talking to the Deputy Prime Minister about some important things we need to focus on over the next fiscal month. Yeah. Time. Stuff we need to focus on. Yeah. Okay. So as you may know, I am the Prime Minister of this, let's call it a country. We should call it a country because it is a country. So that we should continue calling England a country, yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, we've called you in as our top advisor for pretty much everything to do with politics, to really assess our situation and give us some essential feedback which we will act upon. So me, as the Prime Minister, think we're in a bit of a state. We're not going to mess anyone around. We're in a double-dip recession, well, last time I checked, which being the Prime Minister was obviously at least a month ago. So, yeah, it's not good. And some other stuff is going down globally, politically, that we are not on top form of, I can tell you that. I mean, it's getting ridiculous, really, isn't it? Really, really ridiculous. So, yeah, I'm going to fire some issues at you, and I want you to assess what you think the best thing to do about those issues is. Yeah. Okay. So, with this recession we're in, so we've considered some ways to get around it, or like tax of that. Firstly, I thought, because I'm the Prime Minister for a reason, because I'm obviously a intellectual powerhouse, I thought we can just print more money. So I started to print some more money, but apparently that doesn't even work. Someone told me that all that does is just devalues money. I thought it was ridiculous. So then I had the plan, without telling the cabinet, yeah, I printed more money secretly, so they didn't even know there was more money, but apparently it still devalues it. So realistically you can't even win like that. So tried some more ideas. I thought, well, if we're in a double-dip recession and we need some employment to go up, so I thought I'd create new jobs. I suggested legalising prostitution and also legalising everything that was further illegal. So murder, struggling to think of things that are illegal. Speeding, got rid of speeding, got rid of murder. Murder's fine now. Apparently, there's this thing called morality that Prime Ministers are meant to, know about and act upon. But being a usual Prime Minister, I thought, how about we give morality a miss and replace morality with unemployment? I thought it was genius. I suggested that at the cabinet, everyone clapped. Yeah, and it's one of my proudest moments. Anyway, yeah, so I thought printing money, not going to work. Even doing it in secret, it's not really going to work. Where was I? Sorry, I was talking about my plan of legalising everything, wasn't it? So I thought, yeah, just make everything legal. So murder's fine now, speeding's fine. Yeah, I thought I made jaywalking illegal though. Yeah, so we've got murder, that's fine. Speeding, it's fine. Bit of the old theft, fine. Burglary, fine. GBH, fine, frowned upon. Yeah, so did that to make up jobs, because I thought, well, more jobs equals more money, obviously. So I thought, all that's legal. People are going to start making jobs out of it. We're talking assassination businesses, brothels. So the money is going to be pouring in. it's going to be like I'm standing in a money shower and it's just falling on my head. And even though it hurts because coins are quite heavy, I won't even care. Yeah. So I thought, that'll fix it. So I legalised all those things, and the cabinet came up to me and they said, sit down and think about what you've done. Just have a quick think about the repercussions of your actions. So I did. I sat down and had a quick think about the repercussions of my actions, and discerned that I'm an awful human being, and that a lot of people had died, and we couldn't do anything about it. So I made them illegal. Yeah. And I wiped the records of me doing anything of the sort, because, I can't have anything to tarnish my reputation as a Prime Minister. So yeah, that idea didn't quite work. I also had the idea, how about if I go to the bank and go, alright bank, you know that chart you have? The one about the money and the recession? If you just change it, and just do a line, just straight up, just not even curved, people are going to be like, wow, he went into a bank and he fixed it, that's incredible, when in reality, nothing's changed. I thought that was genius, but apparently the recession isn't really marked on a flip chart, so that wasn't even fun. Yeah. So if you could sort of think about that and get back to me on some ideas that will really help fix the economy. Yeah. There was, of course, some other issues I wanted to discuss. There is a current issue at the moment, which, being the Prime Minister of England, I know nothing about. The North Korean situation. Yeah, apparently they ordered a preemptive strike. Well, they didn't order. They're threatening a preemptive strike on America, which, as you know, America are good friends of ours. So we really can't let that happen. Have you got any advice on what we can do to really calm North Korea down? Because in reality, we should all just get on. We should all be friends. We should all trade, and it'll be lovely, and it'll be absolutely fine and fantastic. But it can't work that way, because it just appears to be the way the world is. So yeah. Any ways we can tackle the North Korea situation? Yeah. Well, that's quite smart. Oh. I don't even think America have thought of that. So you wow. You're good, I like you. You've got ideas. I appreciate that. Yeah. See, I just thought we could go over to North Korea, knock on good old dear leader's door and say, alright, got you a cake. I don't know the guy, he might like cake. If he goes, you guys, and it'll all be happy, and it'll all be good, and he'll stop threatening to blow everyone up, and we'll stop threatening to blow him up, or whatever the situation is. Yeah. So that's my plan, but I think the drawback there was we couldn't find anyone to bake a cake for North Korea. Yeah, we had the plane ready to fly there, but no one would bake the cake. I asked my wife. I also asked the Deputy Prime Minister. I asked a lot of people, but they just weren't up to scratch with their cake baking skills, and they didn't want to have the responsibility and pressure upon them to be the person responsible for baking a decent enough cake to end a conflict. So it really is such a shame that the party is not confident in their cake baking skills. I was going to bring that up in a referendum, just to change the attitudes towards cake baking. Yeah, it's quite simply awful. It's a very sad time. But on a lighter note, something else I was thinking about, I again need your advice on. Roads. In a minute, roads. they're horrible. They got tarmac all over them, they're bumpy. Yeah, when you lay a new road down, yeah, it starts to go bumpy, it starts to get holes in it. And I figured, and so finding a surface for the roads was very, very hard to do. I really couldn't sort of keep up with it. I couldn't, because I'm not a man of science. I am not a scientician. I couldn't, you know. So, yeah. But I thought then, okay, if we can't solve that issue, what's making them worn? What's making them torn? So I figured, what really was damaging them the most was cars going over them. So I suggested a law to ban cars. It didn't go through. But they should stop complaining about the states of roads when they're the ones driving the cars over them. It's ridiculous, you know, the hypocrisy of some people. Yeah, it's horrible, man. Absolutely horrible. So yeah, I would just really appreciate your advice on those topics. You could just get writing down and give me some advice, because I'll be honest with you, I'm really struggling to run this I've no experience. I was just outside, I was cleaning the bins, because that's what I used to do, and they sort of popped out and went, we need a leader for the Conservative Party, we can't last, they keep running away, what are we going to do? I said, well, I'm here, aren't I? You know, I can almost spell Conservative. Do you want me to try out? I didn't even need to try out, they just employed me. Oh, fantastic, good pay rise. It was a very good pay rise. To be honest with you, I enjoy the bin cleaning a bit more, I don't have to put up with so many people. But you can't win them all, can you? Really? Yeah, but my wife says if I keep doing this, one day I might get a promotion. Yeah, I am of course already the Prime Minister. I'm not quite sure if that's possible, but on the basis that it might be, I could get that promotion. Or I could go back to cleaning bins, either or. Yeah, other issues that I thought really need touching on. We need a reform of the education system, is what I'm thinking. And I think a reform of the education system is, it's necessary and it must happen. Because at the minute, children, they're young, we teach them simple stuff. When they're older, we teach them the harder stuff. How stupid is that? When they're young, teach them the hard stuff so they get that out of the way first. If I ask you to remember your 1 to 10, you're going to be doing that no problem, probably. But if I ask you to remember, like Pythagoras, or cite 30 digits of pi, you're going to start to struggle. I think that's because when you were younger, you learnt the 1 to 10, so it's stuck in your brain. Yeah? When you're older, it's not as easy to learn. So when you're younger, we cram them full of quantum physics and redshift and everything like that. Yeah? Then we teach them the 1 to 10 later. And I see absolutely no flaw with this idea. I've thought about it for at least, what was it now, about 5 minutes, and I thought, it's flawless, and I think next year I am actually going to apply to be the Secretary of Education. Going on that logic, so I'm going to write some papers up and see what everyone else thinks. Yeah. Something else, environmental issues. Yeah, they were on about the ozone layer and that going away. No one spoke about that for a while, so I figured it probably just fixed itself. I was thinking of sending a giant rocket up there to sort of patch it up, get a big like a leather patch and sort of just sew it back. That's what I did on my suit when it stopped working, or broke, as most suits do. Suits usually don't just refuse to work. Not often. Yeah. So I think that, but then I figured, if I'm firing a rocket up, that's going to make more holes in the ozone layer, isn't it? It's just going to keep puncturing holes in it. So I phoned NASA up and said, NASA, shit, what are you doing? You're responsible. And they hung up on me. Some people just can't learn, can they? So yeah, it's really all quite saddening. Yeah, so I realise I've got you here and I just talked about my country's issues just at you. So I hope you will be able to help because I don't know what I'm doing. Everyone else does. I suppose I do sort of know what I'm doing. I mean, realistically, maybe a comedic extension of me may pretend to not know what I'm doing, but in reality I probably have a fairly firm grip of the job. But that's something else. Trains. Don't like trains. Really don't like trains. I've had some issues involving trains and buses. Public transport in general, not a big fan. I can see how, for some people, public transport may be the best thing ever, but I was thinking, we'll just get rid of it. We'll save so much money in buses, and taxis, and trains, and planes. I personally didn't even see the point in a plane until last year. Someone said, "Oh, gonna get the plane to a megaluth." I thought, what's a megaluth? What's a plane? I've got a wife, but it's fine. It's fine. She's definitely blind. She can't move her limbs either. Yeah, she's a blow-up doll, but really, we got legally married in Vegas. I say legally, I meant illegally. Illegally. That's the word. That's a word. Say a word. It's the word I was looking for. Yeah, we got illegally married in Vegas. We pronounced man and doll, which is fine, because I'm telling you, conversation is great. Yeah, sex life, not so much. I think it's worn down over the years. It starts well. It starts well and good. It's a lot of fun to begin with. A lot of fun. I remember the time when she lay there and did nothing, which was quite often. Not all the time. No, all the time. Yeah, that was all the time. So realistically, I have to sort of. You don't want the Prime Minister to be sexually frustrated because he is. I don't know where the fuck I'm going with this. Deep. Random camera angle. Just do my whole roleplay from a MySpace self-shot angle. So yeah, what you were saying about that was very agreeable. Oh my god, I need to sleep. Goodbye.